My purpose here is to walk you through a typical lesson, to let you see what's involved and to give you some advice on the best way to learn and understand the material. Each lesson starts with a title, some information about copyright. Please don't share this information or the links in it with other students. Doing so violates copyright laws. I encourage students to help me improve the notes. You can do that by posting an entry on Blackboard with, to point out an error or suggest an improvement. To make my life easy, please make the title of the entry equal to the title of the section of notes so I can know where to find the mistake or the improvement. Scroll down the page, scroll to the document, and when you see highlighted yellow instructions, follow them. The lesson will start with an outline. It'll tell you how much time you can expect to spend listening to the lectures, videos, and keys to the Expand Your Understanding questions. This is a large lesson. There's a total of 52 minutes and 19 seconds recorded either by me in lectures or keys to the Expand Your Understanding questions or links to videos that other people have prepared. The lessons are divided into sections. There's often a preface. Every lesson will have an introduction. Then there'll be sections that cover material, and between or after some of those sections, there'll be Expand Your Understanding questions. This lesson has 3 Expand Your Understanding sets of questions. Let's see, it has 3 Expand Your Understanding questions. The lesson will always conclude with a worksheet. Now here's the preface. Preface has instructions for you to follow. You should watch what I'm going to call my podcast, or call it a lecture. You can watch my lecture. It lasts 2 minutes and 39 seconds. It also has a script below. Quite honestly, the script and in this case, the script and the lecture or podcast are virtually identical. You could probably do one or the other. I encourage you to do both. The more times you touch the material, the more material you'll understand and retain. Some optional material often appears in the instructions. These are articles that provide background about the things I talk about in the preface. I usually have a link to a blog where I have articles and news events that relate to material in this chapter. I see economics at work all the time. And to me, economics is not vague or abstract or theoretical. It is the world at work. And my blog is a place where I try to point out where I see economics at work in the world. You might enjoy looking at it and seeing some of the connections that I make. Every course has an introduction, or every lesson has an introduction. The introduction has instructions to read something in ManQ. Not very much. It's like a page or two of the introduction of chapter 1. There's a lecture or podcast that I've got called Introduction. It lasts 2 minutes and 26 seconds. The script is below. There's always a map of the lesson. The map gives an overview of it's an outline, another outline, but it's a pictorial outline of the lesson. I'll have a little bit of discussion in it. There's again a lecture about it, or you can just simply look at the map. We have notes that follow below. And the notes are very similar to the lecture or the introduction. You could probably get by with doing one or the other. I encourage you to do both. Let's talk about what the introduction is. The introduction will always start with sort of a big picture. Where's the lesson heading? Give you sort of the idea of what the end result is going to look like. Then it has a series of main points. What are the key points in this lesson? The last key point will be, what can a successful student do? List the It lists the things you should be able to do after you finish this lesson. If you're comfortable with the main points and think you understand well what you're being a successful student can do, you're probably in pretty good shape for that lesson. Lecture 1 is the first really material in the lesson. Again, it has instructions. I ask you to watch a video prepared by MJ Foodie, read some material in ManQ, listen to my lecture 1, and read the notes below. Some optional material. Again, it's optional material. Some of it is sort of fun. Some of it is extends the material a little bit further than you're going to really need to know on the test, but you might enjoy learning or seeing some of the additional material that exists. I often have some graphics embedded in the lectures or in the notes. Back it up. Oh, yeah, I'll just quit there and move on down. So here are the notes. We get to the second lecture, opportunity cost, more instructions, do some reading, another outside video, my lecture, and read the notes below. Third section, lecture 3 is on incentives. Read a little bit in ManQ, listen to my lecture, read the notes below. Then we reach our first expand your understanding set of questions, EYU1. There are 6 questions in this set of questions. You will use a Google form to submit your answers. After you submit your answers, you'll get an email. You'll get an email that shows you how many questions you answered correctly. It'll have a key and a link to a video in which I discuss why an answer is correct. You can check your email after you submitted the answers, see how you did, and if you have any questions about why an answer is correct, watch the video. More materials is lecture 4. That's followed by a second set of expand your understanding questions. More material in lecture 5. That's followed by one expand your understanding question. A little more material in lecture 6. And that gets us to the worksheet. WS stands for worksheet. Again, you'll submit your answers to the worksheet using a Google form. You do this 1 hour before coming to class. When class starts at, I think our class starts at 4 o'clock. So you should submit this by, you submit this 1 hour before class starts. This has like 19 questions. The worksheet answers will be graded. As long as you get in before I grade it, you're okay. But I may grade it at 3 o'clock. Sometimes I want to look at the answers before you come to class. We're going to discuss these worksheets in class. So I may need to see what everybody's saying to help direct the discussion in a most productive fashion. But as long as you get it in before I grade it, I'll grade it. If you get it after I grade it, I'm not going to grade it. A little comment on this thing. There's 19 questions. Some of them are questions you may not be able to answer, or you might think there's no good answer. In that case, I sort of point out that you can say, I am stumped as an acceptable answer. Oh, I say to check your email for a key. I'm not sure if I want to give you a key or not now that I think about it. I don't think I am. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. No key for the worksheet. You're going to come to class, and we'll go over we'll provide a key in class. And that's the way a lesson is set up. Follow it step by step. Just walk through the lesson from top to bottom. When you see instructions, follow the instructions. The more you do, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll retain. Good luck.